Well, here's video number 2. The rest of, well, not the rest, but most of the rest of my eyeshadow palettes. So I looked up, did a little research, and it says if they're unopened, they'll last 3 years, but once you open them, the clock starts ticking. And they last anywhere between 3 and 18 months, so max 18 months. And if you're not washing your brushes like you should and you're transferring germs back and forth from your brushes, they can last less time, and I'm bad about that. I wash my brushes, but not every time. This one is Patrick Star One Size. It's weird. It's like crooked. I don't know why. I use this a fair amount. I like the colors, but it's really old, so that one's gonna go in the trash. I don't think I've used this one much. I think it's real pretty. I think it's less than 2 years old. I might keep it. It's Chantico Beauty Galeta, which I think is Spanish for cookie or cake or something like that. This one I got from Ice Cream. As you can see, it's never been touched. And so it's still got the plastic on it. So that one I can keep for a while. This one is ancient. You can see how dirty the outside is. And it's been used quite a bit. So this one's gotta go. This one, Kit, my previous dog, seemed to like this one. He chewed it all up. It's lots of purples. The glass is broken, it's chewed up. Yeah, this one's gotta go. We picked this one out to chew on too. It's an Ace Beauty. It's pretty colors, but it's really old, so that one's gotta go. This one doesn't even say what it is. It's lots of purples. I'm pretty sure this one's at least 4 or 5 years old, so that one definitely has to go. Kevin and Coco. This is not an eyeshadow, it's like bronzer and blush and highlighters and stuff. I don't think I've ever used it. I'll save it, especially since it's not going on the eyes. Spongelish. I'm pretty sure this one's at least 2 or 3 years old. This one, I saw this one. I went back and looked at some of my Ice Cream ones, and this one was my last one I got from Ice Cream. So I've used it a few times, but it's almost brand new, and it's not very old. So this one I definitely can keep. This is an old Maybelline one. Sort of a dark purpley color. This one in Living Color. I know I've had this one at least 4 years. Used it a little bit, but not that much. And this says Lash Step. I wish this one wasn't so old because I didn't end up keeping any neutrals. But I think it has to go too because it's really old. You can see how beat up it is. So those were in not as cute a container. So these are the trash ones. I'll put them in this not as cute container to help transfer them to the Trasharoonie. So I ended up keeping, this is not quite full. I'll put them up on end like they should go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I kept 8. So I've got plenty of room for more. I'm started up ice cream again, but I'm just gonna get the bag instead of the box because it's a lot cheaper. So that should come pretty soon and we can start filling that back up again. And that's the end of the 2 big baskets of eyeshadow. I've got some in those drawers I talked about in the last video. So we'll pull some more out of those. And those have definitely got to go because those drawers, I filled them up 2 years ago and haven't touched them since I filled them up. And so I filled them up with things that were more than 2 years old. So that stuff's really old. So that's it for this time. Let me know if you're liking this series or not. I mean, it's kind of sad to see all this stuff go bye-bye. Just, you know, but you don't want eye infections or anything. You got to be safe. It said, I read this article on it, and it said lipsticks, 1 to 2 years, eyeliner, only 6 months or so, which I've got really old eyeliners. Makeup usually, I mean, liquid makeup usually go through it pretty fast, so that's probably not an issue. Blushes and highlighters, stuff like that. In a couple years, it's fine on those. So mainly it's the stuff that goes on, or like mascara, they said 3 months. Well, I don't use mascara, so it doesn't matter to me, but I guess anything that goes on or around your eyes are the stuff you're supposed to be the most careful with because you can get eye infections and stuff. So anyway, this is series number 2 in the series, and next one we'll do next week is we'll start on those drawers that are full of, I have no idea because I shoved stuff in there and haven't looked at it in 2 years. I did kind of opened them and glanced in, and there are some eyeshadows in there and just odds and ends. One thing I noticed was I bought this, and I never used it. It's a thing that goes like this, and then it's got these curling rod spongy things that you wrap your hair around, and I tried it once. You're supposed to be able to sleep in it. But because I have so much hair, it curled a little bit in the front, but the rest was all, you know, straight. So I was like, yeah, it's not working for me, because when I wrapped the whole thing around it, it didn't do anything because my hair's just too heavy. So anyway, that's it. Love y'all. If this looks familiar, it's because I'm doing both these, the one last week and this week at the same time.